for a fact. It's lit up in the crime zone. The homies on set, they better moving on their time, though. You know, we in the whole nother zip code. Daily talk, homies, stacks with the flip phones. And do the bid, get back on when I get home. Yeah, that's the daily talk. Daily talk. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of so-called dealers never put in work, never popped a pill before, know so much about the perks. You ain't never been around them type of thugs that'll shake loose, turn around, growl and bite the plug. I was on that other shit, jooks and niggas dubbing shit. Switched the lane to coke, learned to spin, started hugging strips. I was posted in the spots, shit was awfully hot. Used to watch my man D spin them O's in coffee pots. Power moving in my lane on all channels. 85 South, Mazda van, speeding, working the door panel. Money on the road, I would slide quick. Wake up flows out of town, homie, on dry strips. You know how them clowns be, I keep them dudes from round me. I stay at my bag, boy, my wrist is known profoundly. Stomach on the gate, going broke, nah damn that. It's the Greyhound, Peter Pan, dogs of the Amtrak. My head, man, it's lit up in the crime zone. The homies on set, they better moving on their time, though. You know, we in the whole nother zip code. Daily talk, homies, stacks with the flip phones. And do the bid, get back on when I get home. Yeah, that's the daily talk.
Yeah, like vintage, yeah. You got to, yeah. Cause other people got into other fashion,
exactly.
But they knew the worth of it, so they just put it in the corner. Like, nah, I get back to it, and then they seeing the worth of it on eBay, and they like, yo, where that shirt I had? Yo, stop, you know what I mean? And that's how it's going now.
Up on that.
Yeah.
T-shirt tip.
Stories,
Like anything with Ralph Lauren print on the T-shirt, it's a go.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Everything high priced.
Peace, family.
Yeah.
It's the Gold Mathematics. Yeah. And it's my man, Hot Raw, aka Get Fitted. And we are the Hangout. You heard? We got some special guests in the building, but before we get to the guests, you know we gotta introduce. He's not on the couch tonight.
Yes,
he's in the chair tonight, but it's the man on the couch, aka Woody Wood, aka Spazer, aka the Puerto Rican and McMahon. You heard? And we got the low life, the MC, the culture, and everything wrapped up in that. He is a man of many hats, and they all gonna be fly. He goes by the name of Prance. Yeah.
That's what's up.
And we got the queen in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I met her a few months back, but I feel like I knew her my whole life. You know what I mean?
One of those cousins.
Her soul is gold. You know what I mean? She goes by the name, I hope I don't fuck this up, Sfera! Did I say that correctly?
Yes, Sfera.
You know what I mean? You spelled her name wrong on the motherfucking page on the flyer too. I apologize. Shout out to my man Sosa who does the flyers, but sometimes it's a miscommunication.
Apologize.
Okay.
But we amongst family here. But before we get into anything, man, I want to give a shout out to the whole team, man. Made for Kings, the 1718 Collective, Grind Hard TV, COD Music, Who's Styling Who, Get Fed Records, the Vandal Hour, and Get You Some Management. And I got my young bros in the building, Rice, Beans, and Banter. I gotta start speaking more clear because last week, if you watched last week's episode, I was repeating the same shit. I had a tick, you know what I mean?
Man.
I was speeding through words, you know what I mean? So I gotta learn to get my hosting, you know what I mean? I gotta get my degree at sitting in front of the mic device. Yeah, we don't.
You good? You good?
The audio device.
The audio device. Thank
the
you.
audio device.
The audio
Pause.
device.
Big
Pause.
pause. Big pause. This is a pause go
zone.
zone. If you don't know about the Hangout, man,
There you go.
you heard. We are going to pause you if you say something a little zesty,
Yeah.
a little blue soapish.
Exactly.
If it's a little blue soapish,
Then-
we ain't fucking with it. You
I'm
heard?
sorry.
You gonna get pies.
I apologize. I apologize.
Exactly.
You heard?
Respectfully.
So we got the family in here tonight, man.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. S.STREET Media. We are shaking. We are moving. We are on the come up. Don't play with us.
Yes. Tune in.
Make sure you comment. Our numbers is looking stupid, man, like the Rain Man. Our numbers looking like Rain Man.
They
I
be-
swear.
They calculating.
Yeah, the mathematicians is mathing.
They mathing.
The algebra people are algebra.
The-
Yeah, I made that word up.
You know that.
I made that word up.
I saw it in the dictionary.
You know how it go. You know how it go. That's how
For real.
that's how us Virgos do, man. Drink champs, Nori do it all the time. I'm a Virgo. You know how Virgo. We just be in analytical thought all the time. So we trying to find the right word to word. You heard?
The
Make
right,
it up,
the
work
right
it out.
method and
That's
the
it.
That's how it is, man. So, you know, if you don't know what's going on, we are live in Kitty's Playhouse. Shout out to Kitty.
Kitty, I need to know
Man,
who Kitty
oh,
is.
you don't know who Kitty is, man? Oh, man.
Right now.
I can tell you're female. Because the males know who Kitty is. The people who got to see Kitty today, I'm sure, was glad they got to meet her. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's
Yes,
beautiful.
beautiful lady.
She's beautiful, man.
All props to
Yeah,
Kitty.
yeah. So shout out to Kitty who allowed us to do this here, man. And so we're gonna get into what we're gonna get into, man. If you don't know my man Rod, man,
Yes,
he's a man of a million jobs. He's a man of a million jobs.
Do this one right here
He's
today.
West Indian, even though he's
Yes.
not West Indian.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He got 3, 4, 5 jobs.
Some of them things there. Some of them things there. Them jobs there.
That's it.
So, man, how your week was, God?
Yo, my week was good. You know, worked hard. Did what I had to do. You know, spend some time with my kids. At my daughter's birthday. Yeah.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. She a Virgo.
Yes.
She a Virgo.
Yes.
She a Virgo.
She had me take her to some place called Sandbox in Jersey. It's some virtual reality thing. So we had to suit up and all that. We're looking like we was about to do a video game or something. We was in the game.
Some Tron shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. That it had me pause. It had me like really jumping and all that. Like it was in my face. I had blood on my face. Pause. All that. Like it was really. Yo, I thought we had rats. I thought it was real rats. So I was like, oh, they from New York, but we was in Jersey though. Well, you already know. But yeah, that was a definitely shout out to my daughter. Happy birthday to you.
Shout out to her. You heard?
Yes,
The Virgo Queen.
Alright.
and yeah, we had fun. Definitely had fun, and yeah.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to
Check
you.
that out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie
Better
to
than
you.
the escape room.
Yeah, it's better than escape room right there.
That's a fact. I'm not into that virtual reality shit. That shit be giving me a headache.
Yeah, some people
That should be giving me a
they
headache.
have to do a
man.
waiver for that thing because you know some
Right.
people they pass out or they run into a wall
Yeah.
or it looks so
You gotta
scary.
sign a waiver?
Yeah, it looks so scary to somebody. They sit there. And, yeah, like if this give you mental problems, you can't come back to sue us because you traumatized.
Right.
Like the game you play.
Oh, you got to sign that before you do anything?
yeah, you got to do it's on the computer thing. You know,
Yo, that's kind of crazy.
See if you got
die, you gonna
heart
sue
right.
us. You gonna sue us.
Yeah.
You gonna
Wait,
you die.
or if you don't leave the same way you came in,
It ain't on us.
yeah, don't blame
It
it
ain't on us.
Don't blame
Oh,
us.
man.
Exactly.
Our bad.
I ain't
From
fucking
the
with
beginning.
nothing that I got to sign a permission slip to. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I got try to sign a permission slip, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah,
That means high possibilities of dying.
Yeah.
and I'm a math person.
Yeah.
The numbers don't add up.
Exactly.
Yo, I'm going to say this, man. This week was a crazy week for me, man.
Man.
I'm always chasing a bag. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm always chasing a bag. Recently, I started a job. It's kind of crazy. I started a job at 47. It's crazy. It's crazy. Haven't worked in about 13 years. But my job is going to people's crib door to door and getting them to change their Con Edison into my company. I don't want to say the company name to fuck up shit.
Exactly.
You know, shit like that.
We working.
But,
We working though.
Yeah, I'm working. Right.
working.
And so it is getting these people to change their company over. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of crazy because our first day, my first 3 hours of working, they didn't take me to Midtown Manhattan.
Where they took you, bro?
Where they took
They didn't take me to the Upper West
Where they
Side.
take you, man?
We already know.
They didn't even take me to 125th Modern Day. They took me to Brownsville.
That's where I live.
And let me just say, when we got out the car, they almost juked us. We almost got booked
Oh no.
5 minutes into being in Brownsville.
Wait, don't
This shit was crazy. I got a $12,000 watch on. I forgot that where I was going. I got some dweeb shirt on,
Yeah.
white cap, looking crazy like the exterminator or something. I don't know. And they wanted free light bulbs because we giving out free light bulbs, and they was really trying to press us for these free light bulbs. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew I was in Brownsville
Shoot,
when I'm getting pressed for a light bulb.
Like, yo, they need
Hell
that light
no.
bulb.
That was the problem. That was
give
the
them up.
problem. Hey, I'm working. I'm working. So, upon being almost robbed the first 5 minutes of me working, we went into a co-op. Let me just say this, man. I always thought co-ops got terraces.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Doorman. This one didn't. This one was like one step from the projects, man. One step. I didn't know the difference if I was in the projects, co-op, whatever. It's right where the L train is at. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Is where the L train
my
is?
studio's at.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we go past to get
Talking
there.
shit. I'm taking it personal right now.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to
I'm
you.
on East New York Avenue.
They
my
almost
shit.
got
I
him.
think so.
They almost got
Yo,
him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's by Betsy Head Park.
Oh yeah.
Right
Yo,
in the vicinity.
Yo, it was crazy. There's a co-op over there. If anybody know what the co-op is, obviously nobody does. That means that y'all think it's a project too. You know what I mean?
They got it there. It must be.
They
a project.
pressed us. They pressed us off GP. They looked at us crazy. You know what I mean? But we got 3 sales.
There you go.
I mean, not part of sale. We got 3 people to actually convert.
over, right.
So it was all right, man. Outside of that,
Nice.
You know what I mean? But it was kind of crazy, man. So I gotta think about now when I work. I gotta make sure that I don't look like a victim. You know what I mean? I had the uniform on perfectly. Look kind of crazy. Look kind of crazy.
Look kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I told him, "Are we going to Brownsville on Monday?" I asked him. He said, "Nah, we're not going to Brownsville. We're going to put you in another spot." I said, "All right," because that was a great first day. Hardest thing I ever did, man.
Cool.
I felt like I had beef with the project. And you know you got to go to the projects. I was like, "Yo, I'm coming into this project with no gun." Whoa, I'm in
Some light bulbs.
Brownsville with
No
no
gun.
gun. That shit is crazy. That's like being in a bank with no money. It don't make sense.
Don't make no sense at all.
It don't make sense, man. But that's how my week was. I don't want to bore y'all, but it was kind of crazy, man.
Crazy, man.
You know, I want to open up this dialogue because we have a lot of creatives here. So I want to go into some creative shit.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I got there's a lot of artists here. So New York City, being a creative is crazy. You know, people don't believe your shit. Family don't believe your shit. Shit is a roller coaster. Shit don't be going how it's supposed to. Ideas are stolen. So many obstacles being a creative in New York City. How do you feel about being a creative in New York City, man?
Well, me just starting just in the area of Brooklyn. Peace and blessings. I'm Prance Low, the brand ambassador, the almighty Low Lives. You know, so I represent Church Ave in Flatbush, the 2 train. You know, they call it Little Caribbean. You know what I mean?
Sure indeed.
The Church Ave from 18th Street to the 90s is Robert Nesta Marley Avenue.
Nice.
Has to tell you how much culture of the West Indian is. The DNA is there. You know what I mean? You got to be in the water or whatever. But other than that, I'm starting from basement parties, reggae parties, stuff like that, like parties in basements like this. But you know, with sets playing dubs and stuff like that. But at a certain part of the time, they will play like 4 or 5 hip hop songs. That's when Prance be the dancer of the thing, because enough of them is rude boys. They got ballies and wallabies. They don't want them to step on them clocks and dirty up them clocks. And they be like, yo, Yankee youth, yo. Even though they know my parents are from Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean, both of them, and they came. Well, my mom's came here with a plan from over there. You know what I mean? So I always gotta shout out Mom Dukes first.
Shout out to Mom Dukes. Facts. Shout out. Facts.
Cause she had the plan from Trini. My pops had a barbershop over there, and then she basically said, "Yo, you gotta wrap up the barbershop. We going to America, cause I got a dream. You gonna be my husband. We gonna have Steven." She planned all of this out, because my pop's name's Steven, STEPHEN with a PH. You know what I mean?
Stephen King.
So I'm right, that part. Like, so I'm junior. You know what I mean? So
There you go.
I always had that look over me like an umbrella. My pop's like, yo, you better carry that name right. You know, you carrying it through my DNA and everything. And he got 18 brothers and sisters, which is my aunts and uncles in Trinidad that was mad at my mom's for like kidnapping him over there, because he was the barber and the business, the Corby barbershop when the town was the town. Like, say, like, he got a barbershop in Albee Square Mall back in the days, kind of shit. That type shit of the level of where he was in Trinidad, in the hot spot. You know what I mean?
Doing the same.
Right. And known socially and all of that, like just that dude. So he came over here. Well, she made him come over here, got his papers, whatever. Had me. Got married, all of that, everything she wanted to do. She got a job at St. Vincent's Hospital. That's in Greenwich Village in Lower Manhattan. You know what I mean? So she got him a job at Murray Middle and Bank. I don't know if y'all remember that bank back in the days. They used to have a commercial, tell it to the Marines. Right. So then it leveled up into HSBC now. Hong Kong Shanghai Bank. And he was the head security dude for Murray Middle and Bank into HSBC. You know what I mean? He gone now, but he still look over me as my spiritual warrior and all of that. Yeah.
I just going to.
You already. Mom Duke's still here at 78, looking great.
Shout out to Mom.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So So it's just a blessing to be out here now. I heard you say your princess just had her born day. His happy belated too.
Thank you.
My son, Little Mac Attack, that's what I call him. His name is Mark Akil Corby. He turned 11, 9/05.
Yo, know what's crazy?
You know what I mean?
I see you at the family.
Yeah.
Pictures, man.
Right.
On the rag. With the family, all dressed sharp.
Yeah.
I see the whole family vibe that you be doing with the family, man. I respect that.
That's
I
it.
respect that,
I
man.
gotta do that because I know, like, I went back into my pops and my mom's. Like, I know that structure and that thing, so I don't try to break the curse or hear what my men's and them was doing at that time and the baby mama drama or whatever. You know what I mean? I just try to keep the peace. You know what I mean? I got 2 kids. I got a 24-year-old daughter with my first wife. You know what I mean? And you know, now we divorced, but we so peaceful now. It's just that unit is like a village.
Shout out to the
take a
peace.
village.
Shout out to the peace.
Shout out to the pigs.
Yeah. Shout out to
Shout
out to the pigs.
Always.
I want to thank for the peace.
Yeah, because
that.
like I said, all my men's and them trials and tribulations with their stories, and I never I even tried to be like, they come and build with me, like, yo, fam, how you work that shit out, how you dealt with it, you know what I mean? Because they knew the ups and downs we went through, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So to have a graduate from college also at 24, now she upstate New York. She got her own responsibility. She do her up there. She works supervision for she a supervisor for UPS. She a supervisor for T-Mobile. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
She was working at the T-Mobile on like Flatbush and 7th Avenue, and then just decided like they had an opening in Albany State, and went up there and said, yo, I need a change. I just want to leave out here, you know what I mean? But she went to South Shore High School. She played a lot of basketball. She had a full ride. She gave South Shore High School 3 chips.
Wow.
Two city and I mean 3 city and 1 state.
Wow, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
I know how you feel.
So her name is Sahai Genesis Corby because she the first.
Everybody is high achievers in your family, I see.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then,
That's dope.
Yeah, and then
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shout out my wife now. She into the roller skating. Her name is Skate Bay May. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she goes to like USA, United States of America. I don't know if y'all remember, like, you know, rest in peace to Empire Roller Skating Rink that used to be legendary. And now most of the people that used to skate back then, they skate in Central Park. They skate in other parks. They have DJs that come through Rocket. You know, they do stuff in Harlem. Like she just taught because they got their own low lives, basically. You know what I mean? Because they roll. So what I'm saying, internationally, she just came back from Barcelona, Spain, vibes in with all the skate crew out there and just living it up, skating with her joint. You know what I mean? So she got her own little merch and stuff like that. So I'm proud of her, like you said. Everybody doing something. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't in each other's face.
Yo,
perfect.
I gotta bring it. That's dope.
Right.
I gotta bring it back to your creative situations, though.
Right.
Because you are part of a group named Ziggy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For me, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was a polo head when I was younger. And also, I couldn't dance, but I respected the dances.
Right.
And your name was one of the names I heard of. Some of the dancers in Ziggy also.
Yes.
But outside of that, I forgot the other dances, man, that was known. There was like other known Brooklyn dancers. Do you remember?
Well, if you want to get into that, Ziggy was dancers, but they was 4 of my brothers from Harlem. See, I met my man Kazo in Chelsea Vocational High School.
Oh, wow.
That's in the lower Manhattan, too. Like, getting back to my mom, she had the plan, and then she was working at St. Vincent's Hospital in the Village, and then she was cool with nurses and stuff. She used one of the nurses out there address at that time, so that relocated me to go to PS 41, which was up the block from her on 11th Street and 6th Avenue.
Oh, she was smart.
Right. So with that now, if I get sick, God forbid or whatever, she could just run down the block. And then 9 months of hectic with my pops and my mom's got paperwork for my her mother, my grandmother, and her sister that was 19 to come from Trinidad too to help her with the guard. So like I said, back to take a village. All hands on deck. You feel
All
me?
hands on deck. Back.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and that was like a to my pops, basically. You know what I'm saying? You ain't do it too much because he used to work at night, then come home a day or whatever. But anyway, so now, then I went to IS 70 Junior High School. Now that was where. That was on 17th Street and 8th and 9th Avenue, across the street from Humanities High School, which I went to school with Adrian Autry. I went to school with the Wayne brothers, Sean and Marlon
Wow.
Wayne.
Yeah.
That's the fam, you know what I mean? So after that, then I went to Chelsea. Then I met Keizo, right? At this time, remember, I'm dancing around in the block parties and stuff like that. My cousin is Little Sean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he lives around the corner from me. He's taking me around to different parties and getting me to show my true talents in the clubs. You know what I mean? At this time, them clubs was heavy with directors of videos, casting directors, people that could do something for you and will want to talk to you about your talent. Not like in the VIP now and you got to see sparkles and the July 4th. You know what I mean?
Sure indeed.
Right. So at this time now, I'm getting in videos.
Deep. You getting deep with.
Yeah, I'm getting deep within the culture, knowing who is who. Now, this lady, Diane Martell, she is in the clubs. She is watching myself, the Jiggy Crew, Elite Force, which is Buddha Stretch, Henry, Link, Loose Joints, that I didn't say I went to junior high school with also. Loose Joints is the dude that was in Beach Street. He had a Hershey chocolate milk commercial. Yeah, he is traveling the world now with all of us because of this dance documentary called Wreck and Shop. Now, Wreck and Shop, a live TV in Brooklyn, was directed by Diane Martell. Now, Diane Martell is a director that seen the true talents in these gentlemen and put a camera in front of it and then had a PBS special at this time on Channel 13. Now, on Channel 13 now, other people, because of hip-hop and how to dancing and how we was talking culture, me, myself, and Rubber Band.
That was the guy.
Yes, Rubber Band is my brother right now. He is in Kyoto, Japan with 2 dance studios called Wreck and Shop.
There you go.
He used to rap also.
He used to
at
rap
some
with
point.
the Mystidious Misfits
Facts.
for Sony 550
Facts.
with my man Peekaboo
Another
and my
famous
man Marquess Mushmouth.
Facts.
Much more.
Now, Peekaboo from Queens, but he was rolling with Kwame at this time. He was dancing for Kwame. Rubber Band was dancing for Mariah Carey, was dancing for a lot of other groups and choreographing and doing a lot of choreography. Marquess now was dancing for EPMD. At this time, me and myself, Keizo, was dancing for Special Ed.
There we go.
So, the music videos with Come On, Let's Move It.
One of my favorite.
You know,
dancing wise, you're circling him while he's rapping.
Right. So a lot of iconic moves and stuff like Action Love, Put It in Reverse, and all of that. Yeah, it was like working with Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable at the time,
The
directing
Cosby
you
Show.
twice. You know what I mean? And just being at the right place at the right time. I know with my upbringing within this hip hop, I know it's a lot of people, places, and things. Just like my mom's had me around the right people with the right, doing the right things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I had, I got friends that did a lot of stuff that, you know what I mean? I ain't condone, but I ain't shy away from it, and I kept close, and they still my bedrooms. You know what I'm saying? And they keep the true cloth with me. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Shout out all my day ones from Church Avenue, all my CAB bros, all my BMW bros. You know what I mean?
Facts.
All my bros around my way that helped me be who I am today. Even my low-life team that didn't even know me at the time when I was doing what I was doing for the team. When I had the Jiggy album and I'm putting up the 2 L's on the album cover, my man B. Bob Lowe that went to Princeton, that was with B. Bill. You know what I mean? Rest in peace.
Deep history.
Rest in peace, B. Bill. Rest in peace, my man Ski Black.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Recently, my man Elevation, Low. You know what I mean? Everybody got the Low behind their name. So I just first name basis and they family to you and the world now. Because of social media, you know, we took that negative stigma of the low lives and made it love and loyalty now out here in the world. You know, we got the rags to riches story. Shout out to General Thurston Howell.
Facts.
That make a lot of this thing possible for us to, you know, be able to wave our flag in any part of the land or whatever, or they could just see how we wear our garments, even though other people wear polo, and be like, yo, low lives, right? 2 L's, like, you know what I mean? So that's universal around the way, you know what I mean? But being a creative, as coming back to that, I just love that people gravitate to whatever I'm giving out there. You know what I mean? I know you said before I'm an MC, but nah, I just was with a rap group. I was the dancer of the rap group. The label Polydor Records wanted to make me the DJ. They rented 1 and 2s, brought it to my house. I was doing my thing, and then when we did the presentation for the label to get the okay and the green light, next thing you know, they was like, nah. Every time I'm coming behind the booth and doing the toss it up dance and that energy and jumping in front the execs, and they like, nah, he's no DJ. Nah, this dude, nah, he just gonna be a dancer. And then I was signed as Prance the dancer.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm glad for that. I'm glad for the label like Polydor Records at that time with Red Flag, any little thing. At these times when you dealing with a young group, and they let me put them 2 L's up, even if they knew what it meant, but they had me write a little synopsis about like about love and loyalty and about you know what I'm saying? What we do within the community and stuff like that. So that's why you could have went in Tower Records and walked down, and when you get to the letter Z, you see Jiggy with 5 men in there, but only one of them holding up that low life banner, and that's the Brooklyn one.
I definitely thought about that back then, because I knew that the dudes was from Harlem.
Right.
So I was wondering what the connection was.
Right.
And but I did see you there, so I knew that you was from Brooklyn.
Right.
So I said, I guess the guard is the connection, you know what I mean?
Man B. Bob Lowe is the connection for me to throw up those L's. At this time, you needed law, where it was like 2 L's. 1 L don't mean shit without the other.
That's
so
a fact.
you needed this L from B. Bob Lowe, and then I needed this L from my man Frankie Boo. Free Frankie Boo. You know what I mean? He behind the wall now, but we always send his love, and you know what I mean? He know what's going on with us and what we doing out there until he come free. You know what I mean? So other than that, so I met Frankie Boo within the club. So he knew I ain't really have too much boosting stories and didn't want to go on too much meows, because he knew what I was already doing. I was already having multiple videos other than Special Ed. I'm in Cool G Rap, Streets of New York. I'm the one that got shot by the crooked cop.
Oh, wow.
I'm in Clockers with Spike Lee. You know, I'm in Sybil. I forgot the name. Oh, Walk On By.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was my first joint. Me and my man Kaiser.
Oh, that's
So that was a happy video for me. So even in IS-70, I always kept a smile. So they used to call me Cheese. You know what I mean? So even me and Thirst be talking, and then when I take my flick and be smiling, he be like, "Yo, always cheesing, bro." So, you know what I mean? So I try to keep a happy spirit around people. You know what I mean? And in hip hop, even though there's a lot of negativity in hip hop or whatever, like I just try to change the whole dynamic. Like, yo, not when I walk in a room, not like, yo, this nigga always happy. What the fuck? Nah, it's a purpose with it. You know what I mean? So
That's a fact.
I love it.
Let's get to the queen, Miss Lewis.
sorry about that.
What?
You heard? Man,
Yep.
you are creative also. You're doing a lot of things, man. For the people who may not know what you're into, talk to our audience a little bit about you and your activities.
Okay. Hello. Thank you for having me back. I'm so honored to be in the presence of all y'all. I'm an artist. I mean, I don't really know how else to say it. I do painting, sculpture, whatever, but originally I was in culture sculpting, I would say. That was a phrase given to me by somebody who watched what I was up to and was like, oh, that's what you do. I ended up being in the music industry, just being around a lot of creative people and just being that person, like you saw me with the art crawl, like, okay, with the art crawl, if I see something that needs to be done, I'm going to do it. So I just happen to be that person that wants to get it done. However, if it was up to me, I'd just be painting all day, sculpting all day, whatever. Maybe not. I like people too. And I love to dance. So for me, that was everything. All growing up, dancing was how you communicated everything.
High vibration.
It was a vibrational signature, and it was a way to communicate where I didn't have to explain myself to anybody. We get on the dance, everybody knew who I was, and we get off, and I don't have to tell you who I am. I don't have to be like, well, I know I look like this, but da 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 da. But yeah, the dance floor to me was like church, really. But anyway, to this day, I do art of all kinds. I gather people together. That's one of my things to do. Is just I love how together we co-create a new energetic signature for the world that we wouldn't have otherwise done. So I love being that person that either flicks the domino. I don't need anybody else to see that I did that, but I love to be that person who's at the cutting edge of whatever. And, I'm from the 70s, so I've been keeping up, I'm a subculture.
Not too far off. Not too far off.
And one of the things I heard earlier today was talking about social media, blah blah blah. One of the things that I really represent to this day in math, because we might be somewhat of the same generation. You're younger than me.
76.
73.
Okay.
So but it was like this instinctual thing that we all knew, and we didn't have to put words to it. Nobody had to come outside and analyze it and segregate it and say that this is this and this is. We all came together in the spirit of music, party, whatever the fuck it was. One nation under the groove. I came up with George Clinton, so
you have a painting with George Clinton.
Yeah, right. But I literally grew up. They just raised me up like a baby. So to me, that was how it was. And now, we don't really have that funk that's all around us, unless you're we just don't have it because we're so much on our glowing screens all day, just and you can't get it from that. You really can't. I'm not saying we can't communicate that way, and I don't want to what somebody was saying
speak your mind
today.
Speak your mind.
I don't want to be the old person in the house, but the kids, I do find, my daughter's 22, and I do find that they're like, how did you do it back in the day? I'm like, you know what? we actually had a thing within us that could read like you knew who was a poser and who was, and not like you were mad at them. We're not trying to judge or shun anybody, but like game recognized game. Like we were just out there doing our thing, and we didn't have to like have a middleman of any kind, social media or whatever it is, to tell us what's what. We could just read it. So I don't know. To me, dance was one of the most profound way, dance and music, period. Like what was some, I think you were talking about emotion. Emotion is just energy in motion, right? And you know, music is just a wavelength. Like there's
we had a great conversation one day, and we were speaking about Iggy Pop versus Mick Jagger, and you had
of course I took Iggy.
You had a perspective on dance. Can you speak to us about the dancing from within and dancing from without? I believe was what you said.
I love it because I don't even remember that conversation, but I've never been a Mick Jagger fan, and I've always been an Iggy Pop fan, right? So I love me some Iggy Pop. That's my born day.
I like Mick Jagger too.
That's my born day, brother. April 21st. Whoop, whoop. And Detroit. We love Detroit. For me, I never was able to do choreography. Like, maybe I would be if I actually took the time and like took a dance class or something. But my whole thing was I could only be around what's happening, and it's the same with my art. So when I'm doing like when I'm teaching people how to do the process that I do with painting, it's the same with dance. It has to come from inside out. I can't do it from the outside in. I mean, I can, but it's just not magic. So if you show me a photograph, I'm going to be able to replicate that in paint. It's not fun. It's not interesting. It's like, okay, I can do that, but when I look at that painting, forget that I even looked at it, and then it just comes out this way, that's to me magic. And to me, that's the magic of dance. I love choreography, but my thing is watching somebody on the dance floor forgetting, like in the zone. You're in the flow state.
The blackout.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, I had an improvisational dance troupe in the early 2000s called Raw Sugar, because I was like, fuck the burlesque shit. That's whack. It's corny. Like, you know, I mean, I like it.
Why is burlesque corny to you?
It's not corny. I actually really enjoy burlesque, so let me just stop and check myself. Not corny. It's not the most powerful or the most sexy. To me, when you see that person that's in the zone, don't give a fuck about anything else and just getting down for the funk of it, like really not a fuck given in the whole world, and they might not even look cute, but that's sexier than anything on the face of the planet.
Give me a creative that you know or seen that gives off exactly what you're talking about.
George Clinton. What you talking about? George Clinton, 100%. I mean, and there's so many, but in Prance, of course. I'm from Minneapolis. You know.
The first time I met you, you kind of forced me to dance. If I'm not mistaken, that either was the first or second time.
You were very resistant. You were very resistant.
Yeah,
and it was probably to a Prince song.
I have 4 left feet. I have 4. Not. I'm terrible.
But to me, Prince was like a high priestess of that. Like, and you know, but I mean, George, you can't forget George Clinton. Even Prince got everything. Like, not everything, but that's that would be one of the maestros that Prince really watched. That would be George Clinton. And what did George do? But just be a channel for the funk. Like, he didn't play any particular instrument. I mean, if you think about George Clinton and the impact that he had on all of the entire world, like, what did he do? He was really just honest. He was honest. He just, like, let himself get whatever he was getting and honestly give it out with no fuckery. Just like, let's just get it out and be real.
He was kind of Bobby Brown honest.
No, not no Bobby. What? I can't. What?
He was definitely
What you talking
honest.
about, Bobby Brown? Honest.
Oh man.
I mean, George. If you want to talk about him, I had a whole somebody was talking about a moment earlier today. One of the best moments I ever had was with George Clinton in Chicago. So I was staying with Pedro Bell, who anybody who knows the Funkadelic album covers were drawn by Pedro Bell. And Pedro Bell was not just the artist of those album covers, he was the genius behind all the mythology of it. So Queen Freakoline, Dr. Funkenstein, all of that.
Because it was like a comic book on those albums back then.
I mean, it was, but it was all of it was in his mind.
Creation.
And that was Pedro Bell.
Wow.
And I was staying with him. His mom was still alive at the time, south side of Chicago. And she made me wear some cute pink hot pants. She was like, "Oh, you going to hang? You gotta wear these hot pants." I love her to this day. But you know, George was doing his thing and smoking what they did back then. And I was arguing with him like, "Please stop." I was really like, "Please stop." And he was, and we had a whole philosophical argument. Well, he did. He ended up stopping. He did end up stopping. So, and you cannot be mad at who can be out there. He's like 83 right now, and he's on tour right now, doing a 6-hour show.
Some of the best artists be from that kind of energy. Miguel Pinheiro is one of my favorite poets. Miguel Pinheiro. You never heard of Pinheiro?
I gotta look him up.
Styles P doesn't say. A lot of people say Styles De Niro, but it's really Styles P. Styles Pinheiro. Pinheiro was a poet, like a gangster poet, but he got high. And it's a great movie. I forgot the name of the movie. It was one of my favorite movies. I think it's called Miguel Pinheiro. It might be Pinheiro, but yeah. A lot of the great ones usually are intoxicated.
Not always, but you.
I didn't say all, but a lot of times.
But you have to look at. You have to look at what are the influences, and I think it was who was here. One of the first guests you had. I want to say.
I was high under the influence,
but he was talking about plants. He might have been on the But honestly, if you want to get real, like when people are at that point where they're flicking that domino of culture, where they and believe me, since 1945, 1946, since post World War II, we won't say any 3 letters that we know are infiltrating every single thing.
Okay, understood.
Okay, go into Oprah, whatever.
Yeah, that's the way.
Okay, but we know the 3 letters. Yeah. They are involved in every single motherfucking thing, and we're wondering why is this rapper getting out and this one not? It's not really a mystery. Like, just think about it this way: if you were a very small group of people, and you wanted to control the world's resources, and you wanted to maintain control, what would you do? You would divide and conquer, right? You make sure those motherfuckers never know how fucking dope they are. You make sure none of those people that you're trying to rule over have any idea of how much access they have to their own power to change anything at any time.
That's what's happening right now.
Right? Okay.
Period.
And where does that happen?
Right
that happens
now.
in art. That happens in art and music. Where that's the best kept secret. You are in the midst of like the flow, and you're like, oh shit, I could do this anytime, any day. Everybody's got a little bit of light under the sun. For real.
You know what's crazy?
All of us?
She has a great deep theory, and she I done heard her speak and about the control of art. Like how art is like they try to control it. They want control of it. They do control it. And that there is, in controlling art, you controlling minds. In controlling art, you controlling like decision making. It's deep. So she speaks about it in a way like the average person doesn't speak about it. She done had great conversations on that. And we got to bring her back on that alone.
Definitely.
Like her conspiracy theories on art. And the art world, the art business is a deep one. They control things through art, man. The money, NFTs, man, NFTs, all that stuff is way to embezzle and control monies and let it go undetected.
The pictures on the money is made for a reason.
There you go.
And you don't understand what it was for and how it's like put out there to be like, all right, here, this is our message to the ones that know. This is what it is. And we over here thinking this is regular money. No, it's more powerful somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we don't know it. We giving it away like it's nothing. So that's basically what a lot of art is done into that. No, it ain't just there to be like, oh, it look good. No, this is done for a reason.
Yeah, no, none of it's accidental. It's not at all accidental.
Yo, we was just speaking about drugs and stuff like that, so I just want to talk about this real quick. The legalization of mushrooms in Colorado. Those criminal penalties have been removed in November 2022, actually. Prop 122, decriminalization, man. Mushroom, man. The Smurfs.
Who's done them in this group?
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, mushrooms are done correctly, done appropriately. It is a door opener. You know, I choose to do it maybe once every 6 months, kinda. I don't like to overindulge in it because, you know, once you open up the door too wide,
there you go.
Like, it be some Twilight Zone shit after that.
There you go.
And let me just say, for those who know me, I have been through the Twilight Zone when it comes to drugs. So, but I use it about every 6 months, somewhere around there, and it does inspire. When I go through a trip, the next day, I definitely remember, and it's no hangover or nothing, but I clearly understood what was happening the night before. When I do it, it's not something like it's not like alcohol. You just talking shit. And the next day you be like, yo, you gonna go get this money? The niggas be like, I'm going to Nah, mushrooms is not that, but it's now it's becoming legal in Colorado. How y'all feel about that happening there?
God bless that. You know what I mean? Nah, respectfully. Anything. It's earthly things that's coming from the ground, like marijuana. Thank God that. It was a lot of years of me struggling when you gotta go smoke weed and your moms ain't want you smoking weed. My moms ain't want me getting locked up because of the quality of life laws back then in New York and stuff, and getting me snatched up. So she let me and some of my bedrooms be in my room and burn my trees.
There you go.
Cause she knew at this time, like I'm telling you, on when I was on tour life, you know what I'm saying? When I'm on the road with Ed and all of that, she know I'm a man now, basically, because I'm out of high school when I'm on the road now. You know what I mean? So I just was glad she gave me and my friends that opportunity. And a lot of dudes circle the block and be like, yo, Prance, yo, good look, yo, how moms, yo, good look on her, yo. We used to have mad fun in the videotape spliffs, things or whatever, but with the legalization of those type of drugs and stuff like that, and how holistic it is, you know what I'm saying? For certain people that know what they doing, you can't overindulge in nothing. You know what I mean? So just because it's illegal don't mean you gotta overdo a situation in anything.
Sense,
You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. I love that Colorado stepping they people stepping up the game.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, so Fantastic Fungi. Like, if y'all have not seen it, definitely see that. I think that mushrooms and mycelium is kind of something that can inform us about a lot of things. So we used to think Darwin, it was a total motherfucking lie, told us that it was dog eat dog, that it was all about the survival of the fittest. That's actually not how the universe works. That's not how nature works.
It's a total opposite, actually.
It's a total opposite. And mycelium,
it's to reproduce. That is the nature of life, is to reproduce.
well, not just reproduce, but cooperate. Like,
Survive.
not just survive like alone. It's the ecosystem. It's the whole ecosystem. It's not about like one organism surviving over others at the cost of others. We find out when you really look at nature now that, and mycelium will teach you that, like how trees communicate with each other through the network of fungi.
Right.
That's like the interwebs for all nature. All the www for all of the trees and everything is fungi, right?
Yes.
So, like, that shows us a lot about how things really work, and we've been lied to. It's not a dog eat dog. It's actually how healthy I am. How healthy I am has everything to do with how healthy you are.
There you go.
And you, because we're one ecosystem.
That's a fact.
And so it's only a very new Western idea to think that, oh, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take vitamins. I'm going to, for me. No, guess what? Other cultures go, I'm only as healthy as my community, my actual, who's like literally whatever's in my ecosystem that because we breathe in.
The same.
The world moves through us far more than we move through the world. We think of ourselves as being like these little, spirits, souls that are like driving this spaceship that's a meat suit of our body. We think of ourselves as like parked in our head. We're not. We're a whole organism with our head, our heart, our gut, and we're moving through the world, and the world is moving through us. Way more than we're moving through the world. So if we want to worry about how, and mushrooms teach us this.
Yes.
If we want to worry about ourselves, like let's say I want to be the best that I can be, I want to be the best artist, I want to be the richest, I want to be all the things that capitalism or whatever tells us we need to be. Let's just pretend that's our desire. The best way to get there is through cooperation and through making sure everybody's good. I mean, it really is science. Like, and they've lied to us, like, focus on you at all the cost of everybody else.
I got something for you. When I was younger, there was like some white dude I used to watch. He was something similar to the guy who wrote Behold the Pale White Horse. And there used to be a guy we used to watch. He used to have videos. It might have been him. Actually, I went to his, when he passed away, I went to 14th Street to the rally for him.
Wow.
I forgot his name. That's crazy. The guy who wrote that book. But
Behold the Pale Horse.
Behold the Pale White Horse.
Yeah.
And so we used to watch this white dude, similar type of dude if it wasn't him. And one of the things he spoke about was the writing of the Bible. And he was saying that the side of Mount Sinai, I believe that's where Moses was at in seeing God, the burning bush and all that. They said on the side of that mountain there's like a huge mushroom grow that's been there for years, and that's why they was kind of calling them the high priest and stuff like that. Motherfuckers seeing motherfuckers talking through fire, you know what I mean? He actually had put his spin on that perspective, and not to say that it's true, not true, but definitely it gives you another outlook to look at these people who wrote the Bible, you know what I mean, or what was happening in the Bible.
But so today, earlier when I was doing my classes, my process for art is to get out of my own way and let the art make itself. Who said that? Basquiat, right? Get out of your own way and the art will make itself. All jazz musicians know this, right? Like, it's just you channel, and dancers, we know this, right? Like, definitely. To me, if I was gonna imitate something, it's never okay. We could do a TikTok video, it's cute, but it doesn't move you, right? So all art that moves you has to come from the inside out, and So now I've lost my train of thought.
It's all good, man.
Don't worry about it. We're all lost. We're all lost.
But what we were talking about mushrooms, which is funny because I haven't actually done mushrooms for years because I'm a mom and I don't want to be like you have to.
I was talking about the high priest stuff and all that stuff.
Okay, but yeah, okay. So that's the thing is like going through that shamanistic exercise of I think those were gifted to us like weed. I think cannabis, there's no coincidence. You think that's a coincidence that God created this, or whatever, the universe, great spirit, whatever you want to call it. That's not a coincidence.
Who was the first one to eat cow shit? Because that's what that's where some mushrooms come from.
No, nobody ate cow shit.
Who's the first one to eat?
No, mushrooms come from all kinds of different stuff.
It's different.
Pause.
It's called dung. Pause. It's called dung. It's different dung around here. Pause.
Somebody was looking to get high.
Anyway, to answer your whole question, I'm proud of Colorado, and we should all follow suit. Because even though I haven't done mushrooms in ages, I would love to do mushrooms. It's one of my favorite.
You know they got the chocolate ones now too.
The chocolate bars.
The chocolates are amazing, right?
Anybody have any wild chocolate bar mushroom stories?
Oh man.
Yo.
I'm just saying.
Nah. Well,
it just came out and I got like 14.
You know it. It come with the blocks. So if you have too much blocks, you overdo a situation. So me and my bro, we Tonga, matter of fact, from the group Shiggy, we going to Toka Tuesdays. One of Danny Castro from
Tony
Touch
joints, man. Shout out to Tony Touch.
Word. And rest in peace, Voodoo Ray that used to help with the promotions. Yeah.
Famous dancer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For real. But we went up in there with a trippy night and it went left because around who we was around.
There you go.
Sometimes it be the vibe with the people you be around that take your shit left. You know what I mean? You go with the good spirit. You go with your bro. Like
that's why I don't do it just randomly.
Especially, and you got practice. Like I vibes with my bro already on it, so it ain't like me and him. So when you start looking and be like, nah, I don't think we should be here right now. Yo, this dude over here watching our drinks. Yo, I seen him at the bar. Yo, I think he threw something in the drink. Yo, don't drink the drink. Matter of fact, you dash the drink in front of him. Like, nah, you're not gonna get us. That one. I remember it vividly, like how you said you be remembering the trips. Yeah, that was the bad one that me and him was. But he was cool because he was like, fam, you wildin'. So I think maybe it was me. Or maybe I ain't sleep right. Maybe I ate something. It's always your diet too when you doing what you doing. You know what I mean? So
at the stomach, you might get twisted.
That part. You know what I mean? So that was my bad experience on some shrooms.
I got one for you, man. And I was going to go to the chocolate story because the chocolate story was newer. But I think this story is funnier. And it's not a chocolate story, but it's a mushroom trip. Bad one. And I'm going to clear out my closet. This is a skeleton too. Part of itself. This is a skeleton. And shout out to my son Elias, aka Easy, because I have a story about me and my son. So one day somebody had gave me shrooms, man. I had this shit inside like my drawer for a long time. Wasn't giving a fuck about it. Really wasn't fucking with it. And one day my son comes to the office. He's staying with me for the summer. And so he comes in. Before he comes to my office, I take one of the shrooms. And let me just say this. I never OD on shrooms. So me doing shrooms is me doing one clove or whatever that is at a time. But this one, I didn't know was a banger. So I took the joint before my son pulled up to the office. So now when he pulls up to the office, it's still not hitting me. I'm still regular shit. So I actually take another one. Right? So, and I'm like, these shits is kind of like weak and shit like that. So me and him get ready to go. And when we leave, we jump on the train. By the time we waited for the train, by the time the train pulled up, it was maybe like 8 minutes later, 7 minutes later, it kind of kicked in. Boom. Right? So I'm looking at him, and I'm looking around and shit. And he's like, he's in his zone. He got his head down. And I'm just looking at him. And he's on his phone. But he has his head down the whole time. So I'm looking at him like, is this nigga on drugs?
He's asking him if he's
right?
on drugs.
I swear. I'm like, is this nigga on drugs? His head is down the whole time. So I'm just looking at him. We on the L train. We get to like Metropolitan Ave. It kick in. Boom. Like, bang. Like, boom, shakalaka. It hit. And when it hit, we went for the G train and he has his head down with his phone. I'm looking at him like, he's really high in front of me. What is wrong? I'm like, he's really high. He got that nerve. I didn't sit down or nothing. I'm just staring at him, going into my zone like, I know this nigga didn't get high, boy. I know this nigga didn't get high. I'm really the one tweaking, though. I'm gone, right? And I feel so bad now because I'm like, I wasn't supposed to do this. Oh, my God. But he's high though. And no lie to you, I'm still holding it in. We transfer and shit like that. By the time we got to like my crib, when we walk in from the train station, I said, yo, boy, let me tell you something. You better not be messing with these drugs, man.
Oh no, you told on this.
I said, you better not be messing with these drugs, man. I said, yo, I know any drug that you ever gonna use, I know it, man. I know the symptoms, man. Let me tell you, man. A lot of your friends are gonna become drug addicts. Yo, I better not. I said, I don't give a fuck what you do, man, but you better not get high, nigga. I was like, yo, and I'm really tweaking. He's like, yo, this is what he said to me. What is wrong? And he's gonna remember this conversation. He said, Dad, you don't know me. And I was like this. I'm going to the back of the room and lay it down. It was a deep shit though that he said. My son is very mature, a very wise child. I got a million stories about him just being like advanced in his age. But yeah, it was one of the moments that I felt so bad about getting high. It made me really check myself. I never did it again. Only smoked weed in front of him. I've been smoking weed in front of him since he could remember.
Yeah, there you go.
But I did violate the situation, and I did it, and so that's why I said I gotta clean my closet out tonight. I want to clean it out. I never had to tell no one. No one even ever knew. It's that real, but I wanted to just get that out.
I love it.
It's one of them skeletons that I had.
There you go.
And I done told people the story.
Free up yourself.
If anybody might have heard me tell the story, I did tell the story before to someone else. But yeah, it was one of those I had to get out the closet. But yeah, one of my mushroom trippy trips. Hey yo, Woody Wood, you good back there?
Yeah, man, I'm just listening to you.
Moral of the story, do it.
Hey, I like to. I'm very much myself. I don't bullshit. I'm not gonna sell. I'm not selling something that I don't subscribe to. Everything that if I'm heavy on someone, I'm heavy on myself even more. I judge myself by the same scale that I judge anybody else by, and I judge myself in more intense. Let me just say that. So, real quick. We had a brother that was a part of S.STREET Media. He performed at a lot of our events. He was a person who supported what we was doing. He goes by the name of Alpha Relics. I want to say rest in peace to the young brother, man. He was involved in our freshman class event. But he was involved in so many events. events that took place here.
Yep.
That took place here.
Took place here.
So I wanted to make sure I gave him a shout out because he was a brother who believed in what we are doing, and I respect that. And you know, he was a real dope creative.
Yeah.
Going back to that, dope creative. Sound very futuristic, man. You know, Kid Cudi / Little Uzi /
Good vibe.
what's my man? Kanye be collaborating with. He from Texas. Travis Scott. Travis Scottish. Like that was his sound. That was his sound. And he was under 30 years old, man. You know, and I'm not going to get into how he passed away, but he's not with us no more. And I just want to say rest in peace to my man, Alpha Relics, man. Check out his music if you never checked it out. He's dope.
Definitely.
We're going to talk about New York, man. Because, a lot of shit going down in New York, the Upside Down Kingdom, wild shit. You know, you never know what you might see. You might see a building surrounded by immigrants. It's crazy. Like,
sleeping. I tell you,
it's crazy. New York is crazy. It's like California almost. It's like California almost.
Skid Row.
But Mayor Adams announces new NYPD RoboCop to patrol the subway. The robot will have a 2-month trial period in Times Square subway station. How do you feel about this? RoboCop, they nicknamed him.
This thing look. I'm like, who? R2D2. That's what I'm talking about.
Got you.
My Star Wars. We gonna take that to Comic Con, NYPD Comic Con, R2D2, and we're gonna sit there and be like, what are you gonna protect and patrol? You know what it's gonna do? It's gonna record everybody's face.
That's it.
It's gonna record everybody's face.
recognition.
I don't care. You're gonna walk past it, and he gonna see you from far.
That's a Big Brother machine. Right
Yes,
there, yeah.
yes. And now it's gonna do body heat, so you can walk past them and you're gonna tell if you got a gun on you, things like that,
right.
things like that,
Trace
infrared
everything, yeah.
and everything else like
That's
that. We
Big
think
Brother
it's
like
just a big machine, but it got a lot of machinery in it.
There you go.
This machinery in
Data
it,
And a lot of
Exactly.
information, right?
and we pay, and we gonna pay $290 for it to analyze us every time we go on this month or around it.
And,
Like, come
not
on.
to mention the
Crazy.
taxes that we pay for.
Now I
Of course,
remember on the
and-
news they had the dog going in the projects and all of that.
Yeah.
And that was looking crazy already. So now you telling me about RoboCop and
Right.
Robobot, butt, cop, whatever.
Mayor Adams just want to do that. That's
Yeah,
like,
he's
I don't know. Why would
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to
he's
you.
the man.
If I seen that shit, I would still hop. I don't give a fuck.
Cause he was a cop, right? And
Yeah.
ain't that taking cop jobs? Or that's just gonna add on to the force?
You need a cop to watch.
Yeah,
to watch that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 5 cops watching that.
Oh, that
One for
part.
this part,
Programming and then go up in there, put the assignment for him to do. That's what we looking for. Oh, that's their part.
They
Imagine-
So they gotta be more educated than they are now. I mean, the tests
Of course.
to go through.
of course.
All right. Well,
Everybody that got warrants and things like that, ping, it's
Ah,
gonna, you in the system already.
Do you think they gotta walk around with the remote control?
Nah,
It's doing it by itself.
it's like the way they do it is like they scan the whole lobby it's got to go through, and it's like automatic. You know, like one of them sweeping
Like a
machines.
sweeper machine.
yeah.
You know them things that go through your house
Right.
and sweep and all that.
Yeah.
Them iRobots.
Data sweeping.
And that's what it is.
Right.
And then you don't know that it's casing your whole crib. I could go to your thing and go through it and be like, yo, that's how her crib look. This is what's in the
But
way.
we gave it all up. We gave it up willingly.
Hey,
we
of
just
course.
gave up all our rights for no reason.
You can
I don't
have
know
it.
why we did it, but they instilled fear from 9/11 on and pandemic on.
Yeah,
Like they're just like,
definitely.
oh, be afraid. And be very, very scared, and we have exactly what you need. We've got this watchdog, aka Big Brother, that's gonna mine every bit of data.
Exactly.
Talk about behold the pale horse. This is
The speaking of what we're speaking of, I was gonna like one of the things that I wanted to say is like, do you subscribe to the news? Because a lot of people, when you watch the news, which I think is one of the main programmers, when you watch the news, you kind of get controlled by it.
Not kind of. It's 100%.
For sure. So and so like the Weather Channel today, somebody texted me. I'm not gonna say no names, but they texted me and he was like, "Yo, you know it's gonna be like hurricane tonight." And I said, "Word." I said, "I don't watch the news." She's like, "Is it gonna? Did you watch the news? I mean, the Weather Channel on like the app?" I was like, "No, I don't watch that either." They always say it's gonna be crazy. I done cancel shit behind that, and it be a sunny day. So. You know, I don't subscribe to it, but that's why I just want to ask you how y'all feel about the news, and do y'all watch the news or shit like that?
Yeah, I watch the news for current affairs and current events and things. I got a child that's 11. I gotta watch what's going on in the world, what they want to do in board of education, all of that. You know what I mean? I watch our news, I watch BBC News. Like I told you, Rubber Band is in Japan and in Kyoto, so he be putting me on to what's going on over there. And then everybody else that's dancers that I know that go through the world, you know what I'm saying? They touching the land and touching the people, so I'm hearing through them. So that be my newscasters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still take heed of what's going on with Miss Scotto on Channel 5 and shit.
No, I like
that.
her.
Yeah. So she keeps it real. She be asking some tricky questions to certain people that come up there on the hot seat, and she be barking on them and being like, cause she's a New Yorker. And she own a restaurant and stuff like that, so she be out there like, yo, what's going on with these garbages and stuff like that? Yo, these rodents out here. Yo, what y'all doing, bro? So I like how her spiciness under them with that. You know what I mean? So
I got a story about Miss Scotto.
Yeah,
true story. Her daughter follows me. I don't know if she still do, but there was a time she does music. Right. She's a musician, and she was following me, liking pictures and shit like that. Word, the daughter. Word is wrong. She's like in her 30s. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of like bugged out, like, oh shit, I must be doing something. This is the Vandal Hour times. So I said maybe the Vandal Hour click somewhere or something like that. We got like 19,000 plus followers. So, but she definitely was following us, liking pictures and everything. Recently, I'm gonna get ready to close out though, because we've been here for a minute, and I'm the weed is starting to poof. I just wanted to.
You're not alone.
I want to reset the room. Thank y'all for coming through and all that.
This was very informative. The content from beginning to end, bro. I'm glad to that for this invite, bro. For real, definitely. Thank you.
Yo, I wanted to have the peoples here. We're gonna start doing this live. S.STREET media thing again. We used to do this at the 5 spot before the pandemic. It was kind of like monthly. We was doing it, and it was popping. It was popping. So this was an experiment that it went well.
5 spot on Myrtle.
Yeah.
Oh, by Come Cow.
True indeed. So we was doing it there for like a year. We got if you want to check out S.STREET media episodes on YouTube. At the 5 spot, just put S.STREET media, the 5 spot, those joints will come up. We was doing it. I'll repeat that 1,000 times. When I watch this, I'm gonna be upset.
You got
I hope I didn't do my tick today. I'm good, because he was laughing at me last week. He was laughing at me last week. He was definitely laughing at me last week over the tick. I kept saying whatever it was that I was saying. I don't want to think about it. But before we close out, man, because I like to, I like to call myself the modern day Star and Buck Wild.
All right.
You know what I mean? I like controversy, you know, and I like to add a little spice to everything. This is not going to be crazy, but did y'all see the battle between Geechee Gotti and Easy the Black Captain? Is all over the internet.
Yeah.
If y'all know what I'm talking about, there's some battle rap shit.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of Remy Ma and Papoose company.
I think it's just
Chrome, I
Remy
think
Ma.
it is. It might be Chrome 23.
Yeah.
And this dude, Geechee Gotti, man, he talked about some scandalous shit with Remy Ma while she was standing right there. Crazy.
Reckless.
Talking about cheating and her cheating and stuff like this. And he was like, the dude he's battling is actually the dude that is accused of sleeping with Remy Ma.
Allegedly.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Good save.
Yeah, we got to say that. Allegedly. So it was crazy. It was crazy. It cracked the internet. Cracked it.
Everything.
How you feel about a battle rapper battling someone who is caught up in a scandal, and the scandal revolves around the owner of the battle league, and they're standing right there, and the person that they're married to is not a sucker. He's a Brooklyn Knight. Like that.
My man.
That's a loaded question.
My man has so many comebacks and spin backs and pause come arounds, and just saying that what he did to Remy and how Remy played him and doing all, I'm like, this dude is like really airing this dude out, like saying some stuff about it. And then he said, if you would have messed with me, I wouldn't even said nothing. Like, how you gonna say that to her in her face? And she's right there. And when he was battling, it wasn't like he was battling to the dude. He was like referring to her like, this dude, this is the dude.
He was right in front of her face.
Yeah, right in front of her face. So I'm like, this is gonna go somewhere I don't want to see, but I want to see it though.
Right.
But but that's how it go down with the battle rap.
Battle rap be a different game. That's a different breed. Like all gloves is off.
Exactly.
In that, you know what I mean? People pay money to find out information months prior, set the whole blueprint up to be like, nah, the second verse I'm gonna do this one.
Exactly. It's an art.
And then the last one, y'all ready for this? Like, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Because it's big chips at the end of the night and big reputations and big things. So it's just sad that like a good, strong, happy foundation couple like Papoose and Remy for a little while.
Black
you know
love.
how he held it down and all of that early, son. So for them to be there, and I seen her face. I always see a proud, don't give a fuck face expression on Remy Ma, and when I seen the dude saying what he's saying, like, you can't even back out because you own the ship, so you just got to stand there like.
It's a part of the
business.
Wow.
It's our business, and it's her business.
Yeah, exactly. So it is what it is, man. I got to take a white candle in prayer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
24 hours.
Another part about that's like the little twist to it is that when dude Easy the Black Captain responded back after that, he ended the rap like, if a dude beefing with me over a chick and he hit me, I didn't do nothing back, and he ain't dead or something like that, it's because I still got the chick.
Wow.
The plot thickens.
And he says that in front of her. And I'm going to say this. My young boys, I got to ask this. Didn't y'all tell me that they actually practice prior the rhymes before they actually battle from their face.
Yeah.
So that means if it actually happened with this one, allegedly,
Exactly.
then everyone knew that this was going to be said. Unless he changed the rhyme at the last minute and I say that rhyme in front of them, and then when it came time to show out, he showed his ass. Pause.
That was definitely a different meal after sound check.
Yo.
After you did your rehearsal, like your sound check, they was looking at each other like, word, that's, oh man.
Yeah.
Word.
That's crazy.
Wowzers.
Yo, before we get out of here, please, everyone, let the peoples know where they could find you at, how they could tap in and what you're doing and shit like that.
Alright. Wanna go first? Ladies first?
Oh, sure. SferaLouis.com, SferaLouis.com. That's the best one. Chicasso on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagrammer.
Chicasso. Is that from
CHICASSO, Chicasso. And then levelgallery.art.
where you got Chicasso from?
That was a nickname because I love cubism and etc.
Me too.
What I do is spheralism, so it's the feminist yin to the yang of cubism, and so chick, CHIC, Chicasso. So it was a nickname from ages ago, and I did a lot of. Yeah, there you go, Chicasso.
Picasso is one of my favorite artists. Period. Like one of my top 5 geniuses.
He is.
Hands down.
Can't deny it. Yeah.
Hands down. The red, the blue period, the red period. I forgot how it go. All that shit is fire. I could go more deeper into detail, but I'm not. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show. Yo, go. Where they can find you at?
Yo, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I just kicked it off tonight because of this show. And Thursday, I'm on my way to Paris, France, to go sit down for a panel discussion about the low lives and about fashion, music, and dance. And then I got some workshops, and then I'm 10 days over there, and then 10 days in Tokyo, Japan, to go see Rubber Band. And then we're gonna do some workshops over there in 3 cities, and a polo party for a bon voyage. And so Prance Low Brand.
Prance Low
At
Brand.
Prance Low Brand. And I got the website is up and running now officially, www.prancelowbrand.com.
And that's PRANCE
LO Brand. God bless the fresh.
Yes.
God bless the fresh. I like that. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yo, you can reach me at Get Fed Records on Instagram, on Facebook at Get Feddy, and tap in. We do things.
That's it.
Hey, yo, go. Where they can find you at?
Yo, you can find me on Instagram, Woody Will from the group home, on Twitter, and on TikTok, baby.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You can find me at Style by Poverty on Instagram, Style by Poverty LLC. I'm one of the people that run the page for S.STREET Media, S_Street_Media. Also at S.STREET Media. That's the radio station we on live, 365.com, 24/7. We got Dre be doing a lot of the playlists, but we have shows like Fancy on air, we have Kerry's Corner, and we have a lot of other shows like Dr. B's Mix and shit like that. Also, you can find us on YouTube at S.STREET Media, man. Subscribe. Don't be a ghost follower, aka a ghost rider. We don't fuck with ghost riders.
We do not fuck with that.
Subscribe. Communicate. That's what this is about. As the Queen was saying, it's about community. It's about connections. It's about connecting. That type of thing. Shout out to our live studio audience. Y'all can't see this, but there's only 3 people left.
That part.
There's only 3 people left.
That part.
But we are still
Live.
rocking, and we are still that shit.
That's it.
My name is Mathematics,
I'm Ron, aka Get Fitted.
and we are the Hangout.
Thank you.
Can you throw our joint up and we out of here? Peace.
Peace.
Mute all the mics for me.